Greetings, 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 everyone. Thank you all for tuning in and welcome to another edition of Female Barber Talk with Yah-Tay. I am Yah-Tay Keaton, your host of Female Barber Talk. And tonight, what a topic. What a topic. Let me get it up here first. I want to thank those of you who are tuning in. If you're catching this on the replay, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to replay this podcast. This is a solo one, and y'all know when I do solo, I'm usually bringing a topic, bringing something that I feel and what I've gathered, from DMs and different things that would be of support, assistance, eye-opening, make you do some introspection. I like to say the inner work. But be that as it may, tonight's topic is a good one. It's a good one. So let me ask you a question before we delve into the topic. Um, yeah, I gotta ask this. When was the last time you rested without guilt behind the chair? When was the last time you rested? Um, I'm raising my hand because I've been asking myself that a lot, and I'm gonna have a little transparency in here with this topic, and also share some stories as well. So, somewhere along the line, barbering has taught many of us, me included, especially when I initially started out, that busyness equals success. I'm much older than some of y'all that are starting out, of have started, but nonetheless, it, when you're first stepping in, busy, 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 busy. It's been alluded to, pounding your head, maybe, those conversations that you hear, that business equals success. A fully booked, no breaks, always grinding. I've been there. No breaks, working straight through, half eating or not eating at all. Then with what we do, we're standing on our feet. We're really in typically one position, that what they call that half moon. You spinning that chair, half circle, spinning that chair. But nonetheless, I want to challenge you today. Challenge that belief. I want to challenge that belief, and it's for me too, because busyness isn't the goal. It's about alignment. Now, hear me out. We all want to be booked and busy, because when we're booked and we're busy, that means we're not only servicing clients, but we're making the resources to support what we do, to take care of our business, both personally and professionally. Yet at the same time, you want to make sure that you're aligned. So we're going to tap into this. So in tonight's episode of Female Barber Talk with Yah-Tay, I am redefining what success really looks like behind the chair, and why choosing busy might be costing you more than you realize. And take it from me. Take it from me. Being busy, and I'm talking being busy for years on end, thinking that that's what you're supposed to do. But you know what? When the body starts to tell you it's time to take a break, and things start happening, you got to pay attention to that. And I'm there. So this is a little. Let me just share this here. So fully booked, but empty as a barber, or empty as a stylist, because this can be for anybody, really. You're fully booked in whatever it is you're doing, but you feel empty. So just imagine this. And I'm using gender, she. I'm speaking from she because I'm speaking it from me. Yet at the same time, it could be he, us, them, if it ain't you. She thought nonstop worked meant success. Okay, hear me out. No days off, long hours, always saying yes. You know that. Yes, I'll do it. I'll handle it. Okay, no days off, fully booked. We book solid weeks on end. We saying yes to everything. Money coming in. Chair never empty. But every client I felt, you felt, they felt, or we all felt heavier after they left. And now, especially after that last one, you felt irritated, disconnected, and even realized that you was exhausted. What do? You booked, but you feel empty. You're not in alignment. You're in alignment with fulfilling your purpose, making the money, but there's still a level of emptiness there. So on paper, it looks successful, but initially you're feeling off or something feels off. What do? How do we handle that? I'm going to pause right there for a minute and let you think about that. Thank you for joining. Greatly appreciate you all tuning in. This is Female Barber Talk with Yah-Tay. We're doing episode number 52, when entitled "Busy Isn't the Goal, Redefining Success Behind the Chair." That's the title of it. And my first point that I'm making is about being fully booked, but the barber is empty. The stylist is empty. The braider is empty. And we're looking at being drained, being irritated, and feeling disconnected from purpose. So I just shared a little story of being fully booked, money coming in, but your chair is never empty, but the individual is feeling empty because they're drained, because they're irritated, and they're feeling disconnected. So how do we get that back? I'm going to talk about that in the next few points, but we're going to dig a little deeper in this. So busyness, listen to this. Busyness measures movement, not meaning. So in being fully booked, but feeling empty, are you measuring movement? Are you measuring what it means? Success only shows up on your schedule, but not in your spirit. Something needs to shift. So when you begin to feel like that, you got to look at making that shift. You got to take a step back and analyze, why are you feeling drained? Why are you feeling irritated? I shared this with a barber friend of mine. Was getting a haircut. I was getting my haircut. Y'all know my barber, Lady Faded. I'm be transparent. Hey, thank you for joining, Sandra. Appreciate you. We're talking about a subject tonight, and actually is leading off the Fade and Flow show from first Sunday with New Year, New Vision, setting goals for 2026 and barbering and life goals as well. So I wanted to touch this subject because I'm gonna tell y'all, last year, many of y'all know it was really challenging for me. I had a lot of lessons. I had a lot of lessons, and towards the end of the year, it had me really feeling drained, feeling irritable. So I'm sharing this story, but I see me in this story as well. So that's why I can talk about this and feeling disconnected. So I've taken some time and been evaluating, looking at some things and realigning some things for myself. But in that, what I was sharing with you in reference to success only shows up on your schedule, but not in your spirit. then you need to make the shift. And the shift is about you analyzing what is going on the inside. What is happening? Why am I feeling this way? Why is this irritating me? You know, you're seeing the chair, you're seeing the schedule. Everything looks good on the outside, but on the inside, you're not feeling purpose driven. You're not feeling purpose driven. So that's the first point in redefining success behind the chair. You got to analyze that. So the next one, and coming in, I observed all the hustle. I watched it. I was even taking part in it, but when I had time to step back and look, hustle culture versus healthy career. And I've talked about this in other podcasts where I've had challenges with, various health situations, especially my feet, y'all. I had plantar fasciitis. We got to stabilize, but that don't mean it still don't hurt. Anyway, hustle culture versus healthy career. This was like the turning point for me when I had to really okay, Yah-Tay, what's going on? Now, mind you, I had some other external things happening as well. And I was on full throttle with what I was doing. But like I mentioned earlier, the health, something's going to suffer. Something's going to suffer. So for me, because it's just me, that's what was happening. And it was happening faster than I realized. So with that, listen to this. Once again, never stopping. Work meant success. No days off, long hours. I told y'all I would work in the shop, take private clients, or take a mobile client and go meet the need, meet the demand. Saying yes all the time. A hustle culture has told us, and I'm going to say us because I was in it, making the transformation, that's okay. And may have been verbally or non-verbally, but it's okay because everybody talking about it. I got to get my hustle on. I got to do this. I got to do that. But I'm going to tell you something. When that body shuts you down, it'll shut you down. So hustle culture told us exhaustion was normal, or that it is normal, because some of y'all still out there hustling. And it's nothing wrong with that. In the beginning, you're trying to get things up and running. That's cool. But I want to tell you, in the end, you still got to balance it, because we are the business. Unless you have some additional streams, some other things going on, you the business. You provide the service. You do everything. From the business aspect of it, the social media aspect of it, if you're one who is doing social media along with what you do to promote your brand, get the word out there about who you are and what you do, you are it. You are it. And again, unless you have the resources and the support, you it. With that being said, it is not until, or I'm going to say wasn't until your health, for me, my health was going down. And finally, I'm like, okay, Yah-Tay, you got to look, you got to tighten up. You got to tighten up. If you don't take care of this, you're not going to be able to take care of this. So setting boundaries, and y'all, I'm feeling this because I'm experiencing this and I'm going through this. That's why y'all see the the bigness in my eyes. So I'm not just talking to those of you who are listening who are experiencing this. I'm talking to myself because I'm someone who is making the shift and redefining for me what success looks like behind the chair, not someone else's perception, not what they deem it to be, but what it looks like for me and my future goals as relates to how I want to impact my clients as well as be an impact within the industry as a whole. But be that as it may, we don't want to have the hustle culture normalize exhaustion, glorify overworking, and ignore your health and sometimes family and boundaries. Because oftentimes boundaries are overstepped when you're in that position or you are seeing it from that vantage point. I'm the teacher mode is coming up now. Teacher mode is coming up. So when we're in that position and we're normalizing it and we may not be consciously glorifying overworking, but we're exuding it by doing it. It's showing in the heavy schedules, the nonstop work, the 7 days a week. And I did it. I told y'all my story. I worked in the barbershop and I worked at another spot to learn my craft. And honestly, y'all, I did that for like 13 months. 13 months. That's just how bad I wanted to learn the craft. But I'm going to tell you, my body suffered from that because I was constantly going, constantly going, constantly going. And in some cases, I ignored my health, which is why we picking it up and getting things together. So I'm speaking from experience, not just telling you a story of something that I don't know about. Now, I'm good at sharing some stories. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can speak from experience and other times you can speak from observing others and share your perspective on it. And maybe you've experienced it from a different standpoint. But either way, I want you, and I had to ask myself what I thought about me and what rest meant, or did it mean weakness? Ask yourself that. Does it mean weakness to you? I'm talking to the person who is going through that now. And your books are full, but you're feeling empty. You got your hustle on, but you're not looking at the health of your career. This is where burnout comes in. And we know from a podcast that I had on with, oh, I don't remember the episode number. Of course, we've had over 50 episodes now. I don't remember the episode number, but I'll link it in the comments with my therapeutic massage therapist who talked about the stats for barbers and people within this industry. She looked it up for me because she was actually doing a podcast talking about health and getting massages and things along those lines to help your body and help it recover and help you be in the industry for the longevity of it. But in speaking on that, she talked about burnout happens like at the 5-year point. And I found that alarming because I'm like, you're really just getting started. And guess what, y'all? That's the mark where I am. That's the mark where I am. To include school, it's been 5 years. It's been 5 years. But nonetheless, the teaching moment that I want to share with you all is about sustaining a career that requires your capacity to be aware of these things and not just ambitious about it. We want to balance the hustle with the healthy career. Because if you all hustle and no health, then you're not going to have a career and you will experience burnout. And I want you to outlast burnout. Okay. So with this, and going into this next subject, I'm going to say something but listen to me now. Listen to me. I'm going to say something at first and you're going to think, but listen to me when I speak on it. So redefining success on your own terms, it's about alignment. It's about you being aligned with your purpose and your passion for your why and being in this career field. So in sharing that, success changes when you choose fewer clients. Listen up. I know that's a trigger because we talked about booked and busy in the beginning, right? But listen to me. When you choose fewer clients and better energy, when you schedule with intentions, the point is scheduling with intentions. What do we mean by that? You protect your time and you work with people who respect and value it. Okay. The money stabilizes, the peace return, and your career finally feels like it's aligned. And I know that's a trigger for some when we say fewer clients, better energy. But if you are intentional about your clients and you serve them, and those who know your value and respect your time, it's all going to work itself out. I'm living through that right now. I'm living through it right now and making adjustments. So I'm not talking to you about something that I don't know about. I'm working this myself. I'm working this myself. So when I stopped looking at the busyness and started building peace from within and being intentional about my service, how I show up, how I serve my clients, how I take care of myself, I'm seeing the balance. I'm seeing things starting to align. And though it's only been a short period of time, I'm seeing it begin to align. And that's providing me with encouragement. It's providing me with direction in terms of you keep going down this path. Because the truth about this is, in this career, in any career, you have to find balance. You have to find balance. So success isn't loud, it's peaceful, it's intentional, and it's sustainable. You want to be at peace, so therefore you can set your intentions and be sustainable for whatever time period that you choose to be in this industry or any industry, excuse me, any industry. And that's important. You want to be aligned with your skill set, or let me say, be in alignment between your skill set, your purpose, and your lifestyle. Your skill is what you're in it, and you're producing based on your skill set. Your purpose is why you're doing what you're doing. And then your lifestyle outside of or behind, when you're not behind the chair. Just gonna say it like that, when you're not behind the chair. So skill, balancing that, plus your purpose and your your lifestyle is going to create the success that you need to keep going so that you don't burn out in that statistical time frame that my friend talked about in that episode. Miss Nakia Berry talked about. I will link that below. I know this is It's kind of short, but it's to the point. And it's something that, like I said, I'm sharing with you all in reference to how I'm making the adjustment and redefining what success looks like, feels like for me. Because there's a feel to it. There's a look. There's also a feel. But in that, you want to ensure that your success is in alignment between your skills, your purpose, and your lifestyle. Balance the hustle with the health of your career. Make those adjustments. So, if your vision of success costs you your health, your joy, your peace, guess what, y'all? It's too expensive. It's too expensive. And remember, you want to be in this for the long haul, not the short five-year span, or even shorter than that for some. If this is something that you desire to take 10, 20, 30, 40 years into the game, there are people who have been in for a long time. One of my mentors, 30 years, she showed me a newspaper clipping Saturday where this elderly lady in the community, I can't recall her name because it was my first time even knowing of her because I'm not from this area. She's in her 80s and she's still servicing individuals and is happy. There was an article done on her in a local community paper. But yes, somewhere she aligned her skills, her purpose, and her lifestyle to be able to have the longevity in her career and still having the you can see purpose radiating from her. Even looking at it in the article, I could see it. I could see it on her. But I want to circle back around to say, if your vision of success is costing you your health, your joy, and your peace, it's too expensive. We were never called to just stay busy. You were called to be impactful, fulfilled, and whole. I'll repeat that. You were called to be impactful, fulfilled, and whole. And if success is costing you them other things that I mentioned, you're not being impactful, you're not being fulfilled, and you're not being whole, because that is an expense. It's an expense. So I want to say this: if this episode has resonated with you, share this with another barber, barber stylist, master barber, anybody in the industry or outside of the industry, because these principles are ones that are like soft skills. They can go into any career field. And if you're not quite sure what soft skills are, they're those communication skills, those people skills, uh, those skills like that you transfer into all other skills. And I'm just naming a few because those are the bigger ones: your communication, your people skills, your problem solving skills, your coping skills, your conflict resolution skills. Those are things that you use in all aspects, not only in the professional world, but also in the personal world. So share this. Share this with someone who needs permission to slow down. And don't forget to subscribe for more real conversations behind the chair. I am Yah-Tay Keaton. This is Female Barber Talk with Yah-Tay. And until next time, I want you to protect your peace. I mean it. Protect your peace. All right? Protect your peace. That's all I got for you. I appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. If you're catching this on the replay, thank you for taking time out of your day to replay this podcast. And do share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Remember, protect your peace. Okay? It's important. Protect your peace. Thank you. Take care. Thank you, Sandra, for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm working on these educational I can't even think, y'all. I gotta, before I close out, I gotta tell y'all, this episode hits home for me because I am redefining what success looks like for me, not only behind the chair, but personally. I was the busy one, the going, the doing, the saying yes, the always being available, you know. So if it feels heavy and it feels like I'm stressing this point, it's because I'm not only sharing it with you and talking to you, I'm talking to myself. And I'm walking this path as I share this. And this was something that was laid on me to do. So I'm coming off the tail end of the goal setting, new vision, to talking about busy isn't the goal this year. It's about being in alignment. And it's about redefining what success is for you, not what someone else thinks. We had somebody put up in the podcast last week about and I'm paraphrasing what Alien put up, but he mentioned something about goals in terms of social media, goals or looking at social media basically. And I'm paraphrasing this all together. If you want to catch episode 51, check it out, because we talked about it. Brandy and we talked about it. Goals, when you're looking at others, that's not yours personally. Okay, you want to align with your goals. You choose, not have somebody else choose for you, or looking at what somebody else is doing and taking that as a choice of yours. So you choose. And in this episode, I want you to choose what redefining success looks like to you, not feeling pressured about how it looks on the outside. Because at the end of the day, you have to ensure that your skills are aligned, like I mentioned, your purpose is aligned, and your lifestyle is aligned. You don't want to get to a point in your career where you feel burnout and that your health is telling you you got to take a step back, especially if you don't have anything else set up in reference to supporting you. So you want to be able to balance that. So once again, fully booked, but you're an empty barber, that's a wake-up call. If you're feeling drained, if you're feeling irritated, or you're feeling disconnected from your purpose, business busy measures movement. It doesn't, it's not meaning. Remember that. And then hustle culture versus health culture. That should be your turning point. When the hustle is out balancing the health, you gotta balance that out, because it's not normal to feel exhausted all the time. It's not normal to glorify overworking. Your body can only take so much. And then when you ignore your health, ignore your family, and ignore your boundaries, yeah, that's not good. So the last point I want to make is redefine what success is on your terms. Redefine what it means on your terms. All right. That's all I got. I'm out. Until next time, remember, protect your purpose. I'm Yah-Tay, the Barber Stylist, host of Female Barber Talk with Yah-Tay. See you all on the next episode. Take care.
Naturals.